My wife friend-zoned me after 15 years, then I went cold and she completely lost it. I thought we had survived the hardest years already. Poverty at 19, 2 kids by 21, sleeping in shifts, eating ramen for weeks, watching our friends party while we changed diapers. I honestly believed if we could survive all that, we'd survive anything. I was wrong. The day my wife looked at me across a therapist's office and said she only loved me like a friend destroyed me in a way poverty never could. We met when we were 14, freshman English. She sat 2 rows ahead and I spent the entire semester trying to make her laugh. It wasn't a loud laugh. It was quiet, genuine, like she actually found things funny. I was hooked from the first time I heard it. By sophomore year, we were inseparable. By junior year, we were talking about marriage like it was a foregone conclusion. By senior year, she was pregnant. I remember the night she told me. We were sitting in my car outside her parents' house. She was crying so hard she couldn't get the words out. I thought someone had died. Then she handed me the pregnancy test, and I realized someone had. Just not the way I expected. We got married at 19. The ceremony was in a courthouse. Her mother cried. My father shook his head. Neither of us had any idea what we were doing. We were just kids playing house, except the house was real and the consequences were permanent. Our first apartment had roaches and a leaky ceiling. We couldn't afford furniture, so we slept on a mattress on the floor. I worked nights at a warehouse. She worked days at a retail store. We passed each other like ghosts, trading off who got to sleep and who got to watch the baby. I remember coming home one morning, exhausted, and finding her asleep on the couch with our daughter on her chest. She looked so young, so tired, so beautiful. I stood there for a long time just watching them breathe. I told myself this was temporary. I told myself things would get better. I told myself the love would carry us through. It carried us through a lot, but not everything. The therapy session started like any other. Dr. Patterson, our therapist, asked the usual questions. How was our week? Any breakthroughs? Any setbacks? My wife was quiet, quieter than usual. She kept rubbing the sleeve of her sweater, a nervous habit she's had since we were teenagers. Is there something you want to share? Dr. Patterson asked gently. My wife didn't look at me. She stared at the carpet like it held all the answers. I don't think I'm in love with him anymore. The words didn't register at first. I heard them, but my brain refused to process them, like hearing a foreign language. What? I finally managed. She still wouldn't look at me. I love you, I do. But it's not romantic. It's more like, you're my best friend, my co-parent, my roommate. My chest felt like it was caving in. How long? Years, maybe. I don't know. It just faded. Dr. Patterson leaned forward. Can you tell us more about that? When did you start feeling this shift? My wife shrugged. I don't know. Somewhere along the way, we stopped being lovers. We just became parents, adults, survivors. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. I wanted to grab her shoulders and shake her until she took it back. Instead, I just sat there, numb, watching my marriage die in slow motion. Later that day, we had a conversation that made everything worse. We were in the kitchen. I was making coffee just to have something to do with my hands. She was sitting at the table watching me. Is there someone else? I asked. No. Then what is it? What did I do wrong? She sighed. It's not about doing anything wrong. It's just, I've built up so much resentment. I can't get past it. Resentment about what? She hesitated. You spend so much time with the kids. Sometimes I feel like you're more present for them than you are for me. Are you seriously mad at me for being a good father? That's not what I'm saying. Then what are you saying? I don't know. She slammed her hand on the table. I don't know what I'm saying. I just know I feel disconnected. I feel lonely. I feel like I've lost myself somewhere along the way, and I don't know how to find myself again. We were both crying now. 2 broken people in a broken kitchen, trying to find words that didn't exist. I've been thinking about other men, she admitted quietly, not acting on it, just wondering what it would feel like to be wanted again. Those words cut deeper than anything she'd said in therapy. A few nights later, she came home drunk, not tipsy, not buzzed, completely hammered. She stumbled through the door, nearly taking out a lamp. Her eyes were red. Her mascara was smeared down her cheeks. She grabbed my arm, her grip surprisingly strong for someone who could barely stand. I need you, she slurred. Please. I need to feel something, anything. I pulled away. You're drunk. You don't know what you're saying. I know exactly what I'm saying. She stepped closer. I've been pushing you away for years. I don't want to push anymore, please. I should have said no. I should have put her to bed and slept on the couch. But she kept begging, kept pleading. And somewhere in the exhaustion and the loneliness and the desperate need to feel connected to my wife again, I gave in. The next morning, I woke up next to her. Sunlight was streaming through the curtains. For a moment, everything felt normal, like it used to be. Like we were still the kids who fell in love in high school. Then she sat up, looked at me and whispered, I feel disgusting. The words hit me like a physical blow. What? She pulled the sheet up to her chest, clutching it like armor. I feel disgusted with myself. That shouldn't have happened. I don't want that. Don't want what? Me? I don't want to sleep with friends. The word echoed in my skull. Friends. After 15 years. 3 kids. Countless sleepless nights. Endless sacrifices. Friends, I'm just your friend now? She wouldn't meet my eyes. I'm sorry. I love you. But it's not the same anymore. I've always had a rule. Never sleep with friends. And I broke it with you. She couldn't even look at me. She just sat there holding the sheet like it could protect her from the mess she'd made. I got up. Got dressed. Walked out of the bedroom without a word. I sat in the living room staring at the wall for an hour, replaying every moment of our marriage in my head, trying to pinpoint exactly where we'd gone wrong. We had another conversation that day, a long one. I asked her what she wanted from me, what I could possibly do to fix this. I don't know, she said. What is it about me that's so unattractive? I don't know. What do you want this marriage to look like? Companionship, co-parenting. I just want to focus on the kids for now. Focus on the kids. I laughed bitterly. That's all you've done for the past decade. That's what got us here. Her face crumpled. I know, but I don't know how to be anything else. I don't know who I am outside of being a mother. I've lost all my friends. I have no hobbies. No passions, just kids, work, exhaustion. So you want us to be roommates? She nodded slowly. I think that's what I need right now. I didn't say anything. I just sat there, numb, realizing that my marriage was over. My wife wasn't in love with me anymore. She didn't want me. She didn't even want to try. The next therapy session was even harder. Dr. Patterson asked about our history, about how young we were, about the poverty, about the isolation. 90% of my answers are about the kids, my wife admitted. I think I've lost myself somewhere along the way. That's a really important realization, Dr. Patterson said. But it's also important to look at this without guilt. You're allowed to grieve the life you didn't get to have. My wife hesitated. I don't think I missed out on other men or dating or partying, but I definitely lost all my friends. I have nobody, I spoke up. We've talked about this before. You need friends. You need time for yourself. She nodded, but I could tell she wasn't really listening. She was trapped in her own head, drowning in guilt she didn't know how to process. That's when I asked the question I'd been dreading. Do you resent me because I got you pregnant so young? She was quiet for a long moment. I could see her fighting with herself, trying to find the right words. Yes, she finally said. I think so. Not consciously. But yeah, I think a part of me blames you. But it takes two, I said, my voice cracking. I didn't do it alone. I know. It's not rational. But feelings aren't always rational. She was right. They weren't. And that made it worse. That session changed something in me. I realized that I couldn't fix this anymore. I couldn't make her love me. I couldn't make her want me. I'd tried everything, and nothing worked. So I made a decision. I was going to start the 180 method. Complete emotional withdrawal. No more pursuing. No more trying to fix things. No more being her emotional support system while she pushed me away. I told her that same night. Things are going to be different. I'm going to honor your roommate co-parent dynamic without reproach. I'm not happy here. I'm never going to be okay with it. But I'm done working on it if you aren't, she agreed. She went to bed. I stayed up for hours, staring at the ceiling, wondering if I was making the biggest mistake of my life. But I knew I couldn't keep living like this. I couldn't keep giving everything and getting nothing back. The next day, I started building distance. I stopped asking about her day. I stopped making her coffee. I stopped offering help. I became transactional, short, efficient. She asked for help with something personal. I declined. Her eyes went wide. Are you serious? I'm in charge of my own life now, I said. And you're in charge of yours. That's what you wanted, right? She said I was being petulant. I didn't argue. I just walked away. 3 days in, she was visibly upset, stressed, crying. Normally, I would have swooped in, held her, fixed it. This time I didn't. That night, she confronted me. Something's wrong with you. You're so indifferent. I listened. Then I said, this is the dynamic you proposed. I'm just taking care of myself now. Like you said you wanted. She didn't have a response to that. 6 days in, I sent her a text itemizing our bills. Separating everything 50-50, she lost it, called me. This is out of left field, I replied calmly. Friends go in 50-50. As your friend, I expect nothing less. She was silent for a long time. Then she said, you're really doing this. I'm really doing this. Week 2. She started making more time for herself, going out, reconnecting with old friends. I was genuinely happy to see it. She'd neglected herself for years, but I didn't react. I didn't compliment her. I didn't ask questions. I just let her be. She started seeking me out more, initiating conversations, asking about my day, wanting to talk about us. I didn't initiate anything, but I started to notice the shift. She was confused, lost. She didn't know how to handle the new dynamic. Part of me felt guilty. Part of me felt vindicated. Most of me just felt sad. Sad that it took this much distance for her to finally see me. Week 9, Memorial Day weekend. She asked me to coffee, wanted to talk. I was nervous. My mind was racing. What if she wanted a divorce? What if she'd met someone else? I agreed anyway. We sat at a small table by the window. She ordered a latte. I ordered black coffee. She looked different, more relaxed, more present, like a weight had been lifted. "Thank you for meeting me," she said. "Of course." She took a deep breath. "I've been doing a lot of thinking. About us, about myself. I want to apologize. Apologize for what? For everything. For pushing you away. For making you feel unwanted. For being so focused on the kids that I forgot to be a wife." I didn't say anything. I just listened. She reached across the table. "You've been doing all the work and I've been absent. I see that now, and I'm sorry." I finally spoke. "What do you want from this?" "I want to fix it. I want us to be better. I want to be happy again. I wanted to believe her. I really did. But I'd been burned too many times. Show me," I said. "Don't tell me. Show me." We talked for 3 hours. We laid everything out. All the resentment, all the pain, all the fear. And then we made a plan. First, we agreed that we are in charge of our own happiness. She's not responsible for making me happy and vice versa. We both need to find what that looks like individually. Second, we agreed to communicate more. If it wasn't said, it didn't happen. No mind reading, no assumptions, no silent resentment. Third, we agreed to make lists of our needs and wants, not as a checklist, as a tool, a way to understand each other better. Fourth, we set a deadline, Memorial Day 2025, a hard stop to evaluate our progress. If we're not happy, we get a divorce. No blame, no fighting, just honesty. Fifth, we agreed that everything we do for each other should come from a place of wanting to, not obligation. No more performing, no more checking boxes, just genuine connection. Sixth, we agreed that our motivator should be ourselves. That way, any positive change that comes is genuine, sustainable, not just a temporary fix. And seventh, we agreed to approach this as a team, help each other when asked, build each other up, grow together, she cried. I cried. We hugged for a long time. A few nights ago, we were watching TV. She reached over and held my hand. It wasn't dramatic. She didn't say anything. She just held it. 3 months ago, I would have assumed everything was fixed. I would have jumped at the first sign of affection and pretended we were okay. Now I know better. Healing isn't one big moment. It's hundreds of tiny ones. I don't know if we'll make it. I really don't. But for the first time in years, I actually believe we might. She's in therapy now. Actually committed this time, not just going through the motions. She's on antidepressants that seem to be helping. She's making friends. She's finding herself again. And I'm doing the same. I'm learning to be happy on my own, to find fulfillment outside of our marriage, to be a whole person, not just half of a broken couple. Maybe that's the real key. Maybe the only way to save a marriage is to stop needing it to save you. I'll never stop loving my wife. But I've finally learned that love isn't enough. It takes work. It takes commitment. It takes two people who are willing to fight for each other. And for the first time in years, I think we're both ready to fight.